Alright, this is for Benjamin Black. So the first thing that I would say right off the bat is you probably want to work on a little bit more of the composition. You've got, first of all, even just like rule of thirds here, you've got a lot of empty space, and it's okay, but nothing really kind of falls in those thirds. Let's add a little bit more here and here. So nothing really falls in the rule of thirds. And so the first thing that I would say is you could easily kind of adjust this so that things do fall a little bit more uniquely. And all I'm going to do is just kind of really roughly grab this character out. Oops, and grab this guy, and then I'm going to move this so that the flame is kind of in that character. Now, the other aspect of that too is, and this is something that I would tell you, you want to, let's just do this here. You want to probably also add in, so you've got the flame, and that's a nice element, but you know, you're showing me the dimension of having this character here. But if you grab this character and let's scale him up, and so now he fits in the rule of thirds a little bit better, like he's coming more towards that character. I think it sells the idea a little bit more. That's something that now you can have kind of elementally grab, hold. I'm just going to paste this in here and start building up that character concept now. And I think it builds up your idea of, you know, now you've got these elements. And then you've got these pillars going on. So you've got pillar A, pillar B going on here, and it makes a really symmetrical concept. But one of the things you might want to do, and I'm just going to grab this here, we're just going to copy that real quick, and I'm going to element that up here. And so one of the things that you might want to do is basically, let's make this look like it's, you know, getting thrown at the character maybe a little bit more, or something like that. And that's, you know, that's just a thought process. But one of the problems you have with this is that from a design composition standpoint, this is very symmetrical and doesn't read very well. Whereas this is much more interesting and it has a little bit more play on it. Like, okay. And he's bigger, he's much more daunting, he's much more interesting. The other thing you have issues with is your light source. So you've got a character and he's got a strong sense of light up here. The strong sense of light is, this is my focal point, this is my radial point. I'm going to just hide that rule of thirds grid there. So with that strong sense of light, things that I'm going to have is I'm going to have a strong, really bright kind of finger motif coming up here. I'm going to have a strong sense of light here, and I'm going to have a strong sense of light all the way over here. On this ear, I would have a lot more interest pulling in this information there. Now, I'm holding the light forward too. So the problem with that is, as I hold it forward, I'm going to get this yellow kind of pretty much on most of the upper torso. And even if, and I'm probably going to get some of the right here, like so. I probably will get some of it on the belly, all of that types of things. And then here, the lighting is, especially if I'm walking, and most likely the character is walking, I would put this back here. And I'm going to actually use this in shadow to really define the arm. So the arm is kind of in the back, and it's going backwards in space. And so you want to really define those key points of, the darks and lights. And even here, I'm going to probably get some on the kind of thigh that's coming forward, and this is going to dissipate in the background like that. So that's the first set of lighting that you need to accomplish. Then you also have a lower light up here coming upward. So that's going to really kind of set up here, probably the knobby knee, probably something back like this, maybe a little bit here, probably on the knuckles, and I'm just really roughing this in, but the knuckles, and then maybe even some up here on the upper bicep there, or lower bicep right there, and then probably some room light underneath here, pulling in that information. So those are definitely things that you want to really pay attention to, is how much light is going on. And so the way I would tell you to work this is either get an action figure or something like that and actually set up the light source, or some type of maquette that you can actually see what's going on as far as all the lighting information that you need. Because right now you've got a lot of lighting information and it just feels awkward. And then you're going to get a lot more lighting information, and depending on how shiny these are, these might pull some more information like that. So it depends really how he's holding it and all of that information. And then darks up here. So, and then use this character as a silhouette. With this dark blue, I can put in the foot kind of like that and then fade it off with some of that light. So that's another thing that, again, the light's not going to reach the top of the foot, and so you want to really kind of unify that light source and exaggerate the figure so it sells a little bit more. All right.
Hey, I wanted to thank everyone for subscribing to my Patreon, and if you haven't yet, check it out.